Another long day. Another long day done fishing. So I don't know if anybody's gonna come in. I know they keep getting later and later and later. But it's getting darker. Later and later and later. Yo, why do you think it says after show to late night? I just got home from fishing. We didn't leave the lake until like almost 9. And I was with about 2 showers. All right. We just went to Chesbro. We gotta remember though, Lonnie has to eat afterwards. So we have to go somewhere, get takeout, and then we have to sit in the car for like a half hour, 40 minutes, and eat. And then we get to drive home. It's like he's pregnant or something. Whew. Long day. No, we just stopped and ate. We always stop and eat. Takes about a half hour. Last time we went, we got stuck in traffic. This time was just the normal. The normal days of fishing with Lonnie. Can't have snacks. You gotta go eat. And he's a big boy. He eats a lot. He just doesn't get a burger like me. He gets like a whole meal. It's pretty warm over there too. Yeah. It was pretty darn warm. It's like 80 something. Uh, yeah, sure. Sure, yeah. That's a good way to make it sound like it wasn't a long, hot day. Is at least you got to go fishing. Well, it's fun. That water actually came up. Oh, you're in Pebble working. That water actually came up since the last time I filmed there. I had no idea. I guess that last rain that filled Uvis put water in it. But, yeah, I was surprised. Looks like it came up like 4 or 5 feet. Still pretty low. But I was shocked. I didn't think it came up at all after me and you, Tito, after we drove around and it was so low. That was after the rains. But yeah, no, it came up. Still like 10 feet down. No, it's still low. It's still like 10, 15 feet down from the top, not like Uvis. But yeah, surprised me. And there were quite a few people out there. Quite a few. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 11. It was like 20 people around us probably. I would say. Some families, some groups of people. Ah, I'm gonna have to go somewhere else. Gotta hit a new lake. Or one I haven't been to in a while. Man, Lonnie always makes me eat. Saturday during the day, I wouldn't want to go fishing. Hopefully I don't work Saturday during the day. Alright, you don't know yet? Isn't it kind of close to Saturday? Isn't it close to Saturday? Shouldn't you know by now? Yeah, it was a typical day of fishing with wasabi. Typical day with the big man. Uh, oh, okay. We'll know by tomorrow though. Alright. Sounds good. Done. Sounds good. I don't know if Captain's going to come in, but I have to talk to him about his order he did for me. We have an issue on the shoes he got me for my birthday. I'm in a quarantine, non-shipping zone, evidently. China can't ship to my address. Got to figure that one out. The factory is open for production of them, but they can't ship them here. I don't know. Maybe you can ship them to his address and it'll be good to go. Oh. And he also, Captain also bought a shirt and forgot to use the promo code. Called it. Yeah, I didn't know if anybody would come on from back there because it's a little late back there. It's like, what, 1 o'clock? Who is it? There's 6 people and only Tito's commenting. Oh, I have lurkers. There's lurkers in the background. Oh, he was live earlier? Sure. Stealing my thunder. Stealing my thunder! It's like, what? He's not on? Cool! I'm going live. Was he fishing? Was he done fishing? Was he fishing on his lake? Pond? Lake? Oh, let's not get into that again. That's right. He has pond front property. He's got done pond front property. I'm gonna sleep good tonight. That was that was a day. Not used to that heat. I don't go over there as much anymore. I used to go over there all the time. I was used to it, but that heat done zaps you. Energy going down. Yeah, it was exciting. I never talk about my shows afterwards. You should know that by now, Tito. I don't give any. I don't give anything about my shows when I come back and film them. I like it to be a mystery. Don't know until you see them. Could have caught 40, could have caught 20. Ugh. Lake's got a good color to it now, though. Bait the hook. Look at that bag over there. It's got kelp in it. It actually dries out pretty quick, man. By the time I came out in the morning, and it was foggy in the morning when I came out, and all the leaves were like dry and crispy. It takes a little while for the stalk, and then the stalk got all white from salt. It's pretty much all dry, for the most part. No, what? No? It's alright, that's the way it dries, man. The stalks have salt on them. Well, it comes from salt water. Did it get stinky? No. I don't know. It's the way they dried. I'm sure it's dry. You can like wipe off the salt. Yeah, I said I came out in the morning and the leaves. Remember when I showed you at night the leaves were all still big and open? When I came out in the morning, they were all like crunchy. I'm like, wow, that stuff does dry quick. So then I laid it on the cement in the sun. And it dried pretty quick. It's not like the stalks, I don't think they're like 100. I mean, it might be now. Sitting in the bag and the bag's open. So it might be completely dried, but a lot drier than it was, and now the stalk's only like that big. Remember it used to be like that big? Now it's like that big. I'm realizing that's like 90% water. Them things are done mostly water. Yeah, I was amazed how quick it dried. Just one day sitting there, and it was cloudy. So there's not much. There's not much to it now. I can probably put them in a regular envelope and send it to you. Oh. See, remember that big thing? No, it's down to like that small. And see the salt? The leaves are all, oh, they're still a little bit moist, but I said I didn't get to set it in the sun. It was cloudy all day. But it's not all slimy and wet like it was. So welcome back, Road. Sorry, I didn't mean to mess up your YouTube scheduling. Didn't mess up to your watch later scheduling. Did you get to fish today, back roads? As I said, I got back about 9:30 or something. Who's Zeke's in the house? Yeah, I got back about 9:50 or something. Almost 10 o'clock. Because, it's like, it's an hour drive to the lakes. And I said I was with Wasabi, so we had to stop and eat. Big boy gets hungry. Me? No, I don't even have a laptop. I'm a desktop. I'm a desktop guy, not a laptop guy. I felt lost. I didn't have my watermelon red flukes. That's funny, watermelon red, that's a color I don't throw much. It's never really done good on watermelon red. I've done good on watermelon red gold flake. Academy Sports. Oh, God. I don't think we have any of those out here. We have Dick's. I don't think we have Academy out here, though. Do we have Academy? I don't think we have Academy out here. It's a back east thing. I might be wrong. Well, nope. All right, there we go. We got 2 official nopes. Nope. Nope. Do you have a Walmart? No, you probably don't even have a Walmart. Yeah, I don't know. I go to Bass Pro and somebody gives me a gift card. And I get my weights and stuff from Walmart. Everything else I order. Everything else I order my wholesale, so. No, I just get the $1.09 and the 99-cent bullet weights from Walmart. Wally World. Yeah, I can order those from where I get all my baits and stuff too. So I order those bulk and cheap. But, 99 cents, 98 cents at Walmart for I don't know, 12 3/16-ounce bullet weights. Good enough. Hopefully just don't lose them all. Now I don't want to go there because you have to stand in line, I think, still. They're still doing the 1 in, 1 out. All right. Yeah, I should be ready. I don't have anything to do. This is what I do, so. I said I didn't even know I was going today. I had no idea. He just emailed me and said, "Going to Chesbro, you want to go?" And I went, "Sure, what the hell? Let's go fish and film." Been having so much fun doing that lately. Bite's been on fire. Let's just go. You're right. I just order them all wholesale because that's that's where I get all my. Everybody, I get my baits. They have all that stuff too. My flickum jetted jig heads. They have the Ned heads. They have a. Well, there's wasabi. They have everything in there. So. Ooh, I'm at 8-3. Nice. I thought it'd be like one person in all day. Yeah, I said I don't. Only thing I get at Walmart at what big Bass Pro Shops is the Stickos, the 3-inch. Just because my suppliers for the 3-inch just don't have that much color. Nice. Yeah, do it molds. I can buy them just for cheap as you can make them. I don't have to make them. Alrighty, Tito. Nice. Yeah, there are a lot of those little lead weights they use for cars around. It's the same lead. I just don't, I spent 18 years making clothing. I can handle making some jigs, making the skirts, and maybe bending some wires on bigger baits and adding the blades and that, but I'd rather just put them in a bag. Yeah, I just buy the blanks. I just buy the painted blanks. No, I don't like the Tokyo rig. I actually see like no purpose for it. Personally. I saw it when it came out and I went, why? That was seriously my first response when I saw it. Ball bearing swivels is what costs money. Nah, just get the roller bearings. Roller bearings are just as good and they cost a lot less. Hey, hi country. How you doing? I'm doing good. I'm just tired. Long day and hot weather. Yeah, I said I use the roller bearings. I don't like the precision. I've had a lot of those stupid precision bearings lock up. They only spin on one side. You get a little bit of grime and dirt, and I've had them lock up. I'm like, why? Why is my blade not spinning? I'm like grabbing it, and I'm like turning it into like crunchy. Like I'm like, that ain't good. Never had to have them with a roller bearing or a roller swivel. There's a little more tolerance, and stuff can get in and out of it quicker. Especially if you like get a backlash and it sinks into like soft mud on the bottom. Captain came in. Yeah, Captain, by the way, I can't ship, not the barrel swivels, the roller bearings, roller swivels. The barrel swivels are, no. These are like in between, cost wise. You have the barrel and then you have the roll. Yeah, they can't ship those shoes to me, Captain. Evidently, I'm in a quarantine shipping address. Yeah, I know. Either I can't. Yeah, they're on hold, and they said either I can if I try another address. I don't know if they'll ship to your address, or I can just cancel the order and you'll get your money back. Because, yeah, they said they've checked the address that is listed for shipment of your newest order, and it's in a COVID 19 restricted mailing zone from China. So, unless you pick a different shipping address, but no, you shoes. I, I don't, they don't tell me if it's all of the U.S. or just because I'm in California. I don't know. I didn't get back to him because I got it this morning, and then I had to leave to go fish. But they said they're going to be on hold until I figure out what to do. If I can provide that something else, but I don't think anybody else makes them. Ship them to Will. Yeah. If you email me your address, Captain, I can send them to you, and then I can just pay to have them shipped here. But they wouldn't tell. They didn't say, Chaz Johnson, what's up? Yeah, and it's funny. Right after that, I got it. You tell these people coordinate with each other. Right after I got them one telling me that at the moment the sale can't go through, I got another email that said, the sale of your new shoes, you haven't paid us the money to send them to production yet. So until you do that, the customer that's expecting them, it's going to be delayed. And I'm like, I'm the customer that's expecting them. And don't you read your own emails? Because somebody just said they can't ship them to my address. Yeah, that's what I said. I just have to contact them. I said it was. I checked it right before I was ready to leave. So, yeah, the China factory is open and they're producing. It's just the shipping. No man. Yeah, yeah. I've been fishing lately. I just got back. I just got back from filming a show. Not really. If I just give them another address and they're like, okay, then I pay them for the production and it gets shipped. Yeah, I can. No, I don't know. They didn't say. I don't know if it's. No, this one they haven't been paid. See, this is the way this one works. I get my money from eBay. Oh, and by the way, eBay put the money on hold as well because I haven't sold anything in a long time. I don't know. I still got to deal with that too. Went to Chesbro. Seems to be heating up. Calero as always. Yeah, we went to Chesbro today. I was amazed that water came up. I hadn't been to, since the last time I filmed at Chesbro. That water came up like 4 feet. I was surprised. Yeah, no, don't worry, Captain. I'll get it all figured out. I'll get it all figured out. I might. No, the money's there. The money shows up in my PayPal. It's there. But they're just holding it because of, I don't know, they said since I haven't had a sale and I don't know. I got to deal with both of them. Yeah, I said anything other than like an address. Right now, I mean, if you could email me your address and I see if they accept that address, then it's all good. I just pay them the production and yeah, they'll be made and shipped. They just can't ship to Marina, California, evidently, right now. I don't know if it's just a California thing. They didn't say we cannot ship to your country. They just said you're in a specific quarantined address. Sending it on beer. Yeah. So I said I didn't have time to deal with it. So I just want to give you a heads up. But I'll have time tomorrow to get a hold of him. Oh, he was negative? Good. You just had the comment. You just had the other flu. I know. Yeah. They're like, oh, yeah, thanks for getting back to us. He died, thank you. Well, uh, at least you didn't make him run around the block a couple times. Oh, Dad, just run about the block. You're just stuffed up. Just go jogging and it'll open everything up. You'll be fine. You run off a cold. You starve a fever, you run off a cold. Remember, that's how we got rid of my appendicitis. Well, that's good. I know, you don't hear about anybody getting like the normal cold anymore. It's like, what happened to the normal cold? What happened to the normal flu? How come we only have this flu? Did it kill off the other flu? Is there like flu wars going on? You hear the wind chime? Yeah, there's one down there. Yeah, it is chiming. I didn't even hear it. I know. Everybody says that about me because I always cough. I'm like, I always cough. If that's the case, I've had it for like 20 years. 30 years. I get a cold and I cough for like 4 months afterwards. I'm just one of those coughers. Don't know why. Oh, and I'm thanks to you guys. Just a way of life now. I know. Yeah, I know. I had to send. I forgot my mask, so I had to send Wasabi into the store to get my beer. Got to go. I will. I I got your sample. You just still didn't send me your address so I can send you what I got so you can see it, touch it, smell it, lick it. What do you have to do to make sure it's good? I don't know how you test the kelp. Wrap it and make some sushi out of it, see if it's good. Like, oh yeah, yeah. This will get my long gourd to at least 11 feet. Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, that's good kelp. Yeah. It's gonna grow me a world record long gourd. It's tasty. It's got that bitterness to it. That's just perfect. Kind of tastes like it has 34 essential elements. I don't know. I thought he said it had 32. It grows such big, long, hard gourds. Maybe you could figure out how to make it into like a Viagra type of thing. Grow your gourd bigger, harder, and longer than Viagra. Try our new kelp pills. Oh, there we go. I got demonetized again. My imagination always does that to my channel. Did you like my comment, Captain? Did you like my comment? Did you like my comment about the fact you forgot to use the the discount code? Keep your erections longer, please. There you go. He's even thinking up marketing for you. Oh, you missed that comment? Nice. There you go. Save money. Doesn't save you some money there. No, even if they give you stitches, you get a scar anyway. Saved you money though, that's what matters. I told you about my friend, right? I told the story about my friend that, well, we thought he dislocated his shoulder on my ramp, right? And I'd seen people, they go up and they hold on to the coping of the ramp and they hang and it pops it back into place. Well, he went and did that once and it didn't work, and they tried it again, all his full weight hanging from it, and it ended up being separated, not dislocated, and the doctor said because of what he did, it added another like 4 months of recuperation time, and he had to miss work for 6 months because he was in construction. Yeah, he was mad at me for a while. I'm like, well, it was dropped down. It looked dislocated. I'd seen people fix it that way. I didn't know. I didn't know there was such a thing as called separated. I guess they're two different things. And it doesn't pop into place very easy. It has to grow back or something. The doctor was like, you did what? Why would you do that to a separated shoulder? Hey, Johnny Bravo. He's like, well, my friend, we thought it was dislocated. My friend said that worked. Yeah, I did. I never heard of a separated shoulder. I'd only seen skaters at the park and they separate and it was all dropped down. And I saw them and they went up and like they came up to the top and they hung by it and then they're all like, all of a sudden it was back in place and they're like, oh yeah. I'm like, what the hell was that? He goes, oh no, I've popped it out of joint a bunch of times. I've dislocated a bunch of times. That's how you get it back together. Yeah. Oops. Separated. What the hell's that? Isn't that the same thing? You know, they do it too. And you pop your, like basketball players pop their finger out of the joint and then they just like pull it, pop it back into place. Uh, yeah, evidently that causes more damage if it's separated. It can cause a little bit lengthier recovery time. So, yeah, no home remedies. No home remedies. Yeah, we'll end up getting my shoes. Don't worry. Evidently, when you get them, they look really cool. So they're just gonna be trophy shoes. Just have to try some addresses. So what's up, Johnny? Still here? Scooter. Nice. Shit. I think I broke my leg. Call Scooter. Yeah. It was a comment I posted. Yeah, it's a comment I posted. I replied. This thing keeps kicking me out. It's not kicking out the normal way. It's not going back to YouTube. It's doing the not connecting thing. 5 bars. I don't know what's going on. You'll like the comment even more, Captain. You guys hear that? That's how windy it is right now. That's our birch tree. And our wind chime. It's still like a pretty strong wind here, and it's already almost 11 at night. Pretty much is 11 at night. Huh. Our winds usually stop. You saw the comment. Did you see the backroads one? You got to see the comment I left on backroads comment. Or my reply to backroads comment. You'll find that one hilarious too because you were the one that started it. That came from the last live. Backroads like that comment. He came back with, my community tab shout okay. Hey, Roman. How's it going, Roman? Yeah, yeah. You kind of get to that point, Backroads, where it's like, I think we have the same people watching us. Yeah, I always try to be somewhat humorous and sarcastic on my comments back, unless I don't know the person. If I don't know the person, and I'm just like, yeah, thanks. Hey, JCT, wasn't that a classic, Captain? It goes from a reservoir, and then it becomes a lake, and then the fall becomes a pond, and then if we don't have much rain, by the end it's a puddle. So it's kind of an all-in-one body of water. Yeah, I almost did that in my intro. I almost said I'm going to a pond. I mean a lake. I mean a reservoir. I mean a body of water. Because I know technically there is no difference. It's like the running inside joke from that live. I'm going to a slough. I know. It's just like only the few people that were here will even know the inside joke of that. Okay, I know there's no difference. It's a body of water. Let's just say that. Don't want to argue about this for 40 minutes like the other night. Wasn't it that long? It was quite a while. It was like the topic forever. Oh, you didn't hear it earlier. I was talking. Who was it? Somebody said you were live. Oh, Tito said you were live earlier. And oh, yeah, he does have pond front property. Pond front property. And he has an invisible house. Wasn't that you? Isn't it on Google that like it's blurry? Wasn't that you, Captain? Work is killing me. Pure stalked. Yeah, he has an invisible house. Yeah, if you go to Google Street View and you get to his house and it's like invisible. It's got like the Harry Potter cloak over it. Like that bastard said he lives here. It's just an empty lot. There's no house there at all. I see an empty lot and looks like there's a pond behind it. I thought that was funny though. That's another good live topic. The invisible house. The cloak of invisibility. Hey, you guys can check it out. I did notice. I thought was cool as I tried to look. Cause remember when the Google car went by when I was holding my baits and doing my show? It hasn't updated yet. It's still 2019. Because I looked at it and the guy across the street. Not even dirt or trees. Yeah. But I saw the house across the street, and my Pontiac was still behind my Volkswagen. Yeah, there's a couple ways to get rid of houses. But what I did notice that's really cool is it blurs license plate numbers. Did you guys notice that when you go to Street View, it blurs license? Man, this thing is just blink crazy today. Yeah, you notice that? And it blurs. Yeah. I'm like, wow, that's pretty good take. I mean, nobody's going in there and automatically blurring them or manually blurring them. It's the technology. It's the software itself. Yeah, I noticed that. I think ours, when you looked where you could see it, it was blurred, which is kind of stupid because that's the house that you're looking at when you type in the address. So why do you need to blur it when you're like, where's your house? All right, let me get Street View so I can see what the house looks like. So when I pull up, I know. My boat is still in the driveway. Yeah, the wife got the house and the boat. You'll start next year. Well, all the gyms are closed. You have an excuse, Backroads. Gyms are closed. I'll start working out next year. There's always signs. God doesn't want me to work out because I decided I was going to work out and suddenly all the gyms closed. That's a sign. It's a sign from God. I mean, come on. I always say, look for the signs. Just cooking dinner while watching. All right. I'm still here too. Just drinking beer while I'm watching. Drinking beer while I'm watching chats. No, you have the hat on with the beers on each side with the straws while you're driving the mower. That's the way to drive a mower. Hands-free beer drinking. Hey! Oh, shit. Was that your cat? I used to go with my dad in Michigan when they mowed their back and try to catch the frogs and toads, but half the time we just see them come out as guts and pieces out of the back end. Because I'd be like, there's one, stop, 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 stop. But we'd miss a lot of them, and all of a sudden you'd hear like, and you'd look, and you go the guts and everything of the frog going out the back end through the blades. Fishing. No motivation whatsoever. I'll tell you though, I can really tell the difference. Especially now. So you're one half, you're in the other. Yeah, exactly. I can really tell the difference now that I haven't been going as much. Because walking up and down those hills, yeah. It used to be, when I first started doing it, I'd walk out and be like, that doesn't look that long, but, and then I get up and I'd be like, for a little bit and I was good, and yeah, now that I don't go much, steer with the knees too. Yeah, now that I don't go as much. When I started going like 3 and 4 days a week and walking up and down those hills a lot, just that quickly, it got a lot easier. But now I go and I'm like, exactly. You got to watch the males because it's less distracting. You got to find males teaching you how to work out. A lot easier to concentrate. Or you just get jealous. Either way. Or less beer. Everything in moderation. Everything in moderation. Yeah, but then yeah, not everyone is. I was just gonna say, a lot of times I'm just sitting there going, does he does he realize his package is like that visible? I'm like, does he realize that? Ugh. It's like the pictures of the guys. I say it as this. It's like all the pictures of the guys sitting somewhere with their legs apart that like go commando all the time and like it's part of it's just hanging out like below their shorts. Like that guy with his nuts hanging out. Either wear longer shorts or wear some underwear, buddy. Because your buddies don't want to see that. Not the best look. Oh. Well, I'm still at 11.3. I haven't gone down. I haven't gone up. But I'm still sitting at 11.3, 11,300 views in the last 28 days. I wonder what's going on. Well, at least you're not wearing cut-off jean shorts like freaking lunkers. He must have lost a bet or something, man. Or he's just trying to look like a gay 70s porn star. Because cut-off jean shorts is not a good look. I don't know if anybody's been watching his new ones, but I'm proud of those nuts, bro. Yeah, don't want any chafing. There goes my monetization again. It's been an hour. It's random. They won't even pick it up. Jorts. It's the same time. I know. I know they were called jorts, but I heard him say that. But yeah. And his cameraman like made fun of him too. Pewter. How did he put pewter? Oh, powder. Powder. Wait. I thought I said powder. Yeah, I don't know. I think he's doing it because he thinks it's funny. Like I look back, I'm like, wait, he said powder. You wish. Implants. Get ball implants. Hey Wesley, what's up? I don't know. This one's going all over the place. We're talking about jorts. We're talking about nut sacks. I know. No, and he's off his. I don't know. He explained it the other day. He's like, he was on meds, I guess, in the beginning. I know, we did it again. Yeah, we went off topic. um, we went off topic just a little bit. No, he explained that in one of the back roads that I don't know. The meds just made him be like numbed out, and so now you're just gonna get what you get, and this is him. So he has been a little bit crazy. Yeah, he's a little more animated, I guess you would say. Gotta stay dry. Yeah, that's why he's a little more. He's got more energy. Because I guess the meds just like numbed him. It's like Prozac for hyper kids. Just makes you be all slow. Oh, comment. I'm back on my meds, guys. How you guys been? I'm gonna have a drink now. Yep. Sure glad they didn't dish that shit out when I was a kid, because I was a hyper kid. I didn't like sitting at no desk, listening to the teacher and all that. I would fidget and be like, this is boring. And he hasn't come in yet. Okay, so you working? Who? Am I working? I don't know. I don't know who that reference was to. Ouch. He's probably lurking and watching. You know how he likes to do that, Captain. He often comes in and he just sees what we say about him. I'm worried. This is what I work. This is what I do now. It's good. There's 3 dislikes. No, I just do YouTube now. I got fired. We hadn't until Captain brought him up, or until Backroads brought him up. um, yeah, no, I got fired like in 2018 from Marshall's. Yeah, I just think it's stupid. It's stupid. Who cares if they're freaking antsy and kids are energetic? Like, so you want to give them drugs? You know? he'd focus better if we numb him out and make him so he's like a zombie. He'll absorb a lot better if he's just like, I don't get it. Makes no sense. You're a kid. They have energy like beyond belief. That's just the way they are. Yeah, well, I did last there 10 years. 9 years. 9 years. It was time to go, though. It was probably time to go at 5 years. They just put up with me for another 4 years. Yeah, that's why I said it. It's, yeah, but it's basically like a Prozac type thing. It like, because of the post-traumatic stress thing. It's basically almost like a Prozac thing, I think. It just sort of numbs you, lowers your energy. Yeah, exactly. That was my other thought, too. It's like, they're still developing. It's still growing. Do you really want to introduce that shit? I don't see right. Especially when there's a lot of herbs and other natural stuff that can sort of have the same effect on the body. Wait, what? I was on meds for a long time. I got a VA. Yeah, I don't know. I think, I don't know. I mean, I suffered from, oh yeah, I didn't know. Oh, soon to be wife. Oh, that's right. He did say soon to be wife. Hey, congratulations on the engagement. Well, it depends. In certain situations, yeah, but a lot of them, they're just shoving them on him like candy. And there's a lot of stuff that you can get over on your own. But nowadays, they just want to give you meds. Nice. You guys talking military stuff. Yeah, no, I said I suffered from identity crisis and burnout, and I was something else in there too. Used to wake up and tell myself who I was and where I lived. I was scared to go anywhere. I'd have anxiety attacks. I was kind of scared to go out of the house. Um, but uh, and a lot of those type of people, when they go and they get diagnosed with it, they give them certain kind of meds for it. And I don't know. I just figured out the triggers and reworked my brain, and I got over it on my own. Yeah, it's a case by case situation, but a lot of times they just give them to them. That's the problem, Wesley. They're, like you, they helped, and there's certain people they help, but you have to be properly diagnosed and everything else to know. And a lot of times it's the right med too, because sometimes it's just the doctors just feed you meds. They don't, they just, yeah, you know. Identity triggers, identifying triggers. Yeah, yeah. And I talked to a lot of people that were still in therapy, and some of them still on medication for identity crisis and anxiety attacks and that. And they're like, "How'd you get over it?" I'm like, "Well, I don't know. It took me like 6 months. It took me 6 months to sort of rework my brain and not panic and everything. And I don't know. like you said, I identified what was causing me to do it and didn't react to it. But I talk to people, and it's been like 5 years, 6 years, and they're still going to therapists, and they're still on drugs because they have panic attacks and identity crisis and burnout. And I'm like, well, I never took meds. I never went to a doctor. Everything. I figured it all out myself. Yeah. Yeah. Won't say any more than that, but helps me tremendously. I don't know what you're referring to, Captain. Yeah, that's what I said. It's like, I don't know. For me, that's why I've like in my life I've only done beer and pot because I don't know. As far as my experience with people and a lot of the other drugs that people taking, that you kind of you're not in control, and I like the fact I'm in control of my body and my thoughts and everything, and so I wouldn't even I wouldn't even do those because I knew that they like affect your brain, and you can like you don't have control, and you kind of can go on a bad trip and everything, and I'm like, nope, no, I don't want that. Don't want that. I want to be in control. Yeah. I like the ones I can handle, and I like the ones that I know how long they last. That's it. Yeah, no, I just couldn't. I mean, I don't even like it when I get too drunk. Like when I get really, and I just like I can't function. Like that just I can't walk. I like my balance. I mean, that drives me crazy. Or the same effect with when it's just super strong and suddenly you're just like, paranoid, and you're all like, "Is this my hand? Whoa, look at my hand. Whoa." Or I just like my thoughts just disappear. Like, what was I just thinking about? I had a great thought. Where'd it go? It was right here. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that. I have an active mind, and I always want to be in control of the thoughts. And then suddenly I take certain things, and it's like my thoughts just like disappear. Oh, that's yeah. No. Hey, Psycho Ducky, how's it going? Meth, a little heroin, and you're golden. Keeping control still equals fresh boxer sometimes. That's why, yeah. I mean, everyone said, nobody ever believes me because I was a DJ at a club, a skateboarder, all that stuff, and I'm like, I've only done pot and beer, and pot I didn't start until like I was like 35, so didn't drink beer until I was like over 21. I just didn't like the feeling. I didn't like the. I don't know. Even to this day though, that's what I said. I have enough that it gets me to the point where I'm like a little bit buzzed. I'm a little bit sometimes more focused. But if I go beyond that and suddenly I'm like stumbling and everything else, I hate it. I'm like, I can't handle it. I just don't like it. And every morning I wake up and I go, I'm a freaking idiot. Why'd I do that? Black and Mild started when when I gave up the cloves. I gave up the cloves. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, remember I used to smoke the cloves. And I would smoke a freaking pack a day. Exactly. Yeah, and like, I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's like me and Premier, Premier Hell guys, right? I mean, he's better now as he's not drinking, I don't think. But like I said, me 2 a night, he would have like 8 or 9 a night, and he would brag about it. Like he just couldn't. I'm like, kidding me? Sometimes I have 3 in a night, and by the end of the night, I'm like, why'd I do that? where's the where's the door? Yeah, so I switched to these. These are $1 a piece. But taking from your own house, yeah, sleeping on a stream while somebody else takes over. No, these are like $1 a piece. I have like 4 a day compared to like $8 for cloves and 12, and cloves are supposed to be a lot worse. So, wait, if I could drink 2 a night, I'd still drink. I think it's good for you. My problem was, yeah, that's just it. I used to be that way. I used to do 340s of steel a night. When I had my store in San Francisco and when I moved back here in the beginning. Yeah, I would sit out here, like right now, at 2 of these is 50 ounces. I would have 120 ounces in like 4 hours. Yeah. So I mean, I've done a lot. I'm doing a lot better to have just two, or even, well, these are 24, so it's actually 48 ounces compared to, well, it's 50 ounces if I get the hurricane. But I used to do 340s of these in like 5 hours every night. It's like, and I was freaking stumbling drunk. Exactly. And I just don't want to, that's what I want to feel. I want to feel good. I don't want to, I fell off this porch. Yeah, but like I said, 50 ounces? 48 ounces is what I used to drink. And I was drinking 120 in the same amount of time. Like in 3 to 4 hours, I would drink 340s of steel. I said I fell off this porch. I, I fell off this porch. I'm lucky I didn't freaking kill myself, but yeah, well, here I can reenact it. I'll show you what I did. Okay, I'm on the porch, right? Yikes. Yeah, right here. Okay, so you can see the steps in that. Well, I was here, and I'll put this down. Yeah, I was here, and I was drinking, and I was drinking, and I stepped up, and I went this way, and all of a sudden I fell back this way, and I grabbed this thing, and yeah, I went this way, and yeah, and then boom, head over heel, and I think there was a pot there, and I like knocked the pot off, and it broke it, and I was like, that's not good. that's I don't need to be this way. I, I yeah, I went to step towards the door, and all of a sudden my balance went backwards, and I said I tried to grab the railing, and that kind of spun me around, and then yeah, I went like head over heel and ended up, I don't know, down there in the rocks and stuff, and I broke a pot, and That's exactly what I said. That was actually when I started really cutting back because I'm like, what if I would, what if I would have freaking hit my head so hard that it like killed me or put me in a coma and like my poor parents come out and like next morning and here I am like dead on the front steps. Yeah, because I was sitting here the whole time, sitting here, and I think I was watching. I don't even know if I had my phone back then. I didn't have a phone back then. I was just out here and smoke. Oh, I'd look at magazines. That's why all the magazines are here. Yeah, and I finally put it down and said, I think I need to go in. Exactly, and yeah, at my age, I was like in my 40s at that point. But or even even if I didn't kill myself, like suddenly in the morning they come out and I'm like, gash in my head and my face is all, and they're like, "What'd you do?" Woke up at 20. Yeah, yeah, you don't have the reflexes, and gravity feels 500 times harder or heavier. Yeah, it hurt like hell. Like, yeah, and like I said I broke a pot, and I had to like, I don't know, I don't even know how. I don't know how I explained the pot, but yeah, that's what I said. I was like, parents are like, Alan noticed that pot out there's broke. What happened? And I was like, oh yeah, I wasn't drunk off my ass. I didn't fall off the porch. I went to go to the car and I hit it with my leg and it fell off the step. I didn't almost kill myself and fall backwards off the steps. Yeah. I said, I don't even like to be that. I mean, I do it every once in a while. Every once in a while, instead of just getting a little buzz I get from this. I'll be honest, I just want to get wasted. and and then yeah, I'll be stumbling down the hall to get to my room. Yeah. I'll be stumbling down the wall like in the hall, like hitting the wall and like reaching for the door and finally get myself in bed and be just first thing I'm saying is why did I do that? Why did I do that? Why did I do that? This is stupid. Yep, shuts the brain off. Yeah. And I lived with a guy for 3 years that was like that every night. He broke his front two teeth out when he lived with me. He like he would be at the bar and like this is how bad he was. He'd go in the bar to go into the bathroom to go to the bathroom, right? And he might not be able to get it out in time. So he starts peeing all over his like pants and that before he gets it out. And then he'll just come right back out of the bathroom and go back over and like grab his beer and start talking to people like it's nothing. It's like, dude, did you just pee yourself? Yeah. Yeah, covered in piss. He'd just come back out and be all like, come up and just like grab his beer and sit back down where he was and start talking to everybody with his pants just soaked. Yeah, he would break like, God, he'd break like 10 glasses a week in the kitchen. Always. I couldn't walk in the house in bare feet or in socks because he'd drop them, he'd break them, and he'd think he swept them all up, and he'd just find pieces of glass like laying all over on the tile in the kitchen. And I'd be, oh, Parker, did you break a glass last night? I might have, but I swept it up. Well, you missed a bunch of big pieces. I know. We should have been plastic only in our house, but one time he was there when he came home from the bar to cook. And I was on the phone with my girlfriend. And he came in and he went into the kitchen and he was like, doing this whole thing, like while he's like trying to make some food. And he set off the smoke alarm because he started burning it. And then while I'm sitting there, like I'm sitting there watching TV, and he comes over and he puts the table chair down below the fire, the, the smoke alarm, and he gets on the chair to try to reach for it. And he's all like, and he gets it open, and he has to like keep getting down off the chair and like getting back on. And then he's like sitting there like trying to like unhook the battery from it. And maybe I'm a cool roommate, but I didn't offer to help. I just explained everything that was going on to my girlfriend. Couches. It didn't matter. Yeah. Yeah, it was so funny because I didn't offer to help him. I just I just narrated while she was on the phone. And the whole time it's like, wee, 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 wee. It's just like, and I'm just like trying not to bust out, like watching him. It took him like 10 minutes to freaking finally get the like battery unhooked. And then he got down and he like, and the whole time like, the food's still like burning even more. As he's sitting there like, and he got like on and off the chair like at least 10 times. Because every time he got up there, he'd like lose his balance. It was hilarious. I've probably been that guy. And then, oh, what it was, here's a famous one. This has to do with fishing. This is a story with him, but this had to do with fishing. I used to have my deep cycle battery on the porch for my boat, my bass boat that I had at the time. And I don't know, one time I came home and he used to bring people back. He's one of those guys, he could never come home alone from a bar. He'd always bring random people over that he didn't even know, which made me want to stay up late because DVD player, stereo, everything in the house was mine because he moved in with me as a roommate. But anyway, the next day I didn't notice I had to go to work and school, and I came back and I noticed my battery was over the side. My battery was over the side, and it was like an 8-foot drop to the parking lot, and it was shattered. Broke to pieces, all the water out of it, like, $80 deep cycle battery gone. And so I questioned him about it, and he goes, what makes you think me or some of my friends did it? I'm all, well, because when I came home, went to bed, it was there. Then I heard you come home with all those people, and in the morning I found it broke. I'm all, so either you're paying for it or somebody's paying me for a new battery. And so evidently he made some phone calls to his friends. And I think he came out, so I ran into him like 3 hours later, and he goes, yeah, by the way, I'm the one that knocked the battery off the porch. He's like, I was wondering why my back was killing me so much. I'm all, well, you're going to pay for it, dude. You're going to pay for it. He goes, yeah, you're right, I'll pay for it. Evidently what he did is he got up and he went to reach for the door to open it up, and he was, plastered as normal and drunk out of his mind and stoned and everything. And he missed and he fell backwards And luckily, he didn't fall backwards off the porch onto, the parking lot, which is like 8 feet down. He would have been going like head first, but he fell back. He hit that, and I guess he hit his head on the railing. And his friends grabbed him, so he didn't go over the edge. But in that process, he landed on my battery and pushed it over the edge. So that was just. Oh yeah, I said if he would have gone over that 8 foot drop on a cement, and like you said, going this way backwards, he probably like I said, the railing wasn't that high, but I think he probably. But he said his friends grabbed him, or he would have gone backwards off the porch with an 8 foot drop. You've had moments, bro. I know. And one of the other ones too is he fell backwards. I was walking him. I was at the bar and he was coming home with me. And we went around the corner and went to go up because we had stairs that went up, obviously. And he fell backwards and he fell into one of the, those recycling things for like your aluminum cans, those bins. Well, he fell into it and I didn't even see him. I just kind of saw his hand go up behind me and all of a sudden I turned around and I heard it crash and he's like inside it because he fell backwards and he's all laughing and telling me to take a picture. And then the next day I told him about it. I'm like, yeah, are you glad I didn't take a picture of in the recycling bin? And he goes, I don't remember that. He's all, is that why I found my keys in there? I went, evidently. I had to help him out of it now, but evidently his keys fell there, but he didn't even remember it. He pretty much blacked out every night. He's one of those good old drunks that every night he has to call his friends to find out if he had fun because he doesn't remember any of it. Well, what's the use in that? Well, you have to call your friends to find out if you had fun or what you did the last night. How is that fun? That's when drinking's a problem. If you can't remember the night, what fun is it? I told one of these stories on my Tuesday night storytelling from like 2 years ago. One of them was about my alcoholic roommate. And I told all the stories about him. Yeah, I actually lived with him for 3 years. And somehow through all that, he graduated from college. And got like a good paying job that his mom hooked him up with. And he was making like $3,000 a month doing like fruit science. And then, I don't know if he got fired from that or what, but then all of a sudden he moved back to SLO because this was in San Francisco. And then I think the last time I saw him, he was doing construction. I think he went to AA for a little bit, but then the last time I saw him, he was back to drinking. Yeah, that's why I always tell people I'm not an alcoholic. I drink every night. That might be your definition, but no, I've lived with somebody that's definitely an alcoholic. Exactly. And every time you drive by and see your boat in the driveway, you just gotta want to go drink and black out. Yeah, everything in moderation. And I've lived with people that it's definitely there is no moderation, and they can't stop. They cannot stop. It's just he would go to the bar and spend $100 a night. I'd sit at home, have 140, go to the bar and have one other drink, and have fun and be fine and that. And he was always like, couldn't understand how I could just do that. Oh, I think way more than that. Remember, backrows, they're a cold-blooded animal. They don't have to expend energy keeping their body at a certain temperature, so they could probably go a week or more easily without eating and be fine. 2, 3 days is not going to kill them, especially if you keep them fed and they're nice and thick and healthy. I mean, of course, the warmer the temperature, the higher their metabolism is, but yeah, you're not going to kill them in 2 or 3 days. Maybe like 2 or 3 weeks. You might kill them, but no, 2, 3 days, a week. What, you have the tank probably what, like in the 70s? I would think. It's pretty much all you need it. You don't need it like 86 like tropical fish. You probably only need it around 72, 74. That's fine for domestics. 75, they're at their highest potential for growth. Above that, they actually so. Yeah, you don't have a heater in it. 70. Oh, yeah, they ain't. They'll be fine. They're like a snake, you know. They're like any cold-blooded animal. I mean, you can feed a snake a rat every like 2, 3 weeks, and they're fine. Yeah, the fine thing is though. Here's the fine thing is he moved away from my house to wherever he was living in San Francisco, but he never changed the address. So for like a year, I always got his bank statements, and and finally I'm like, I'm just interested how much this guy spends in a month. And so yeah, I opened it up and I looked at his statement, and I think he was making about $2,000 or $3,000 a month. And by the end of the month, there was no money in there. It was mostly like $200 and $300 versatile withdrawals, and then sometimes like some sort of bar or restaurant tab that was like 300 or 400, and it was just like, yeah, it was like he didn't save anything. It was just everything got spent. It was all like all beer and going to bars, and I was just like, wow, that's impressive. That is extremely impressive. I was like, wow. I couldn't believe somebody would take that much money. Yeah, I knew it. I knew when I saw that it was like in a day it was like 200 and $300 in versatile withdrawals. Oh, that's him going to the bars. That's him drinking all of his money away. Yeah, he was just yeah, like I said, he could not come home alone. He went to the bar and the bar closed. He would always bring people back. And get this. No, not for him. No, that was all beer money, or tips, or buying other people drinks because he had to buy his friends by buying them drinks. He always bring. And here's the thing: is because he anyway was a complete total alcoholic. They would come home and they would play chess on the porch. That was like his thing. Bring people back, and they'd play chess on the porch. And then he liked to make food. He wouldn't just he always bought. He would like make his own sushi. He had like the roller and the lettuce. I mean the thing and the little bamboo roller thing, and he always thought he was like Mister Up and Up, and if you went out, they go to restaurants, not like the fast food. Like, I'm just a complete freaking alcoholic idiot. I know. That's what they want to do. They go to the porch and play because he thought he was. I don't know. In his mind, he thought he was like upper crust and educated. So he ate like he would make sushi and make like spend all this money on like nice Gouda cheese and all this other stuff. And never made a sandwich or anything like that. It all had to be like really nice meat and the nicest lettuce and bread and basically he was just a freaking wasteoid alcoholic. Well, there's nothing wrong with having it sometimes, but when you like have to make it at home all the time and you only have to eat like the best stuff, it's like nothing wrong with it. I eat sushi. I like sushi, but waiting for it to get delivered to you. I don't know where he is now. I haven't seen the guy in like 10 years. What are we talking about? We were talking about my old roommate, Parker, that I lived with for 3.5 years during college. Complete and total alcoholic. Like, beyond belief alcoholic. Like, 2 cases of Bud a night. If he hung around the house. If he went out, it was like high-end mixed drinks at the bar. Like $8, $9 drinks. But wasted constantly. Yeah, no, he wouldn't do it there. Oh God, Captain, heaven, oh God. You don't even know the conversation I had with him when I said, it's cheaper just to go get sushi at Whole Foods or Lucky's and he just looked at me and went, "No, dude, that shit's crap. That's why I make my own sushi." I'm like, all right, save you a lot of money though. And it's a lot more convenient. You don't have to make it. You just go to the fridge and you can have it. Oh yeah, he went down on me. Like, who would ever tell him that? Yeah, because that's where I'd go get my sushi. I'd be like, yeah, 6 rolls. Yes, he made his own. Yeah, he bought the kelp stuff. He had he would cook the rice. He would buy the yeah, he would buy the crab, the cucumbers and all that. Yeah. Yeah, he made his own. He went down on you. Did he? Did I say that? No. Yeah, no, he made his own. That's why I said I had nothing against. I have nothing against sushi, but if you bought it, oh, that's great. Unless you went to like a really nice high end sushi restaurant. But to buy pre-made stuff and oh god, he would educate you and rip into you forever. At least he did me when I mentioned it. I remember that lecture. Someone marked the clock. Yeah, yeah. That's what I said. Basically, he was just a freaking complete alcoholic, but he thought he was so like polished and high end. And then the funny thing is, there was this girl Stacy I knew. I actually kind of liked her. I think I dated one of her friends, but I always wanted to kind of date her. I never did, and then she ended up dating him. And I was like, I was disappointed. I was kind of like, Stacy, what the fuck are you doing dating him? No, he would actually, he had the bamboo little thing and the thing, and he would make his roll and like pack it all, and he would sit there and like cut it all perfectly and set up his whole plate. And yeah, but he started dating this girl, Stacy. And I don't know if I ever talked to her while she was dating him. I think I talked to her after they broke up, but I didn't want to be that guy during it. But I was like, oh, really? She was like a really cool person. She graduated, and I guess she finally told him to sober up. So all of a sudden, yeah, but I just didn't. I don't know. She was already dating him, and she like didn't come to me and go, "So how's Parker? He lives with you. Do you know him?" I would have said, "Yes. Stay the way hell the fuck away from him." But anyway, I didn't find out until after they were dating, and all of a sudden on my calendar we had in the family room, and I started seeing all these X marks, right? And all of a sudden, Parker wasn't drinking, and he was like the biggest asshole ever. Like just so on edge, and just like anything I said to him, he would just say, "Mind your own fucking business." This isn't. And finally, I went, "What are these red marks on the counter for?" He goes, "Oh, well, Stacy bet me that I couldn't stop drinking for a month, so I'm going to prove to her that I can." And I went, "All right. So what are the red X's for?" He goes, "Oh, I'm keeping track." And then like the last one of the month had this like big star on it and all this other stuff. And I'm like, I'm also, so what's the whole thing about the end of the month? He goes, "Oh, that's when I start drinking again." And I'm like, well, if you're gonna go a whole month, I mean, why don't you listen to her? Why try and like cut back, or like maybe because you're pretty hardcore. Yeah, I'm like that makes no sense. Like you can quit for a month, but the only thing you're looking forward to is to start drinking and get wasted again. Well, you really think you're going to impress her this way? Like, she's obviously realizing what I was going to tell her if I would have known her before she asked about dating you, that he's a raging alcoholic and you're not going to be able to get through to him because he's a complete friggin' lost in the world of blacking out and falling down drunkenness. And yeah, so he went that whole month. He started drinking again, and I think they broke up like a week later. I'm like, but he lasted that whole month, and he was the of the 3.5 years I lived with him. That was the worst month I ever did spent with him because he was so on edge and bitter and angry and everything for that like whole month. I'm pretty sure that led to the breakup once he did start drinking again because she realized who he was when he wasn't drunk. Who, I mean, happy-go-lucky, twisted, falling down, drunk to a total complete asshole and on edge and yell at you and just snip at you and I'm like, yeah, exactly. I almost told him to start drinking again because I couldn't handle living him sober. I don't care what your girlfriend says. For me, start drinking again because I can tolerate you a little bit that way, but I can't tolerate you sober because you're just like a freaking asshole. When you were a complete lush, sure you'd break a few things and drop stuff, but you were a lot easier to handle than now that you're sober. Go back to drinking. Let me talk to Stacy about this. Yeah, that was my whole thing. It's like, and I've learned that from a lot of people that are stuck on drinking too. And they're a whole, and suddenly they get to the point where they go, "Oh well, yeah, I'm gonna give up drinking for a week." I'm like, and then? Well, then we go back to drinking. I'm like, well, why are you stopping for a week? Oh, I just wanted to prove to myself that I could stop for a week if I wanted to. I'm like, okay, well, why don't you just stop forever then? I mean, why put it at a week? Yeah, why don't you just stop, or why don't you cut back? Like, why are you just like proving to yourself you can quit for a week? What's that going to prove? If you want to quit for a lifetime, or only drink on the weekends instead of all week or something, set a goal like that. Not just like, oh, I can quit for a week. I'll prove that I'm not addicted to it. I can quit for a week. And then go back and just go back to your normal life and drink for another 4 years and tell everybody the story about the fact that, oh, if I want to quit, I could. I quit for a week once and I didn't have any problems. Yeah, wasn't that like 4 years ago? Don't you have 2 DUIs? There's a whole other comedy skit going on right here. I know, that was my whole philosophy when I heard that from people. Well, what does that prove? That doesn't prove anything. Try drinking like 2 beers a night instead of 2 cases a night, and I'd be more impressed than you quitting for a week and then going back to drinking for the next 4 years. Oh, baby steps, I guess. I don't know. We can do a week. I know. Yeah, I do the same thing too. Well, I don't have my can out here. Yeah, I do the same thing. I smoked it for like a year, and then I didn't smoke it for like 3 or 4 years, and I'd smoke it once in a while, and then nothing, and then Chris and I gave me a bunch. Don't take my beer, bro. Yeah, and then Chris gave me a bunch, and Tito and that, and yeah, and then I was out of it for like a month, and hit her head open. What? Cut her head open? She okay? That's not a good. That's not a good quote. That's not a good comment to come back from taking a shower. Oh, really? Thank you so much, Roman. Oh my God, Roman comes in with a 999. Well, you know what that gives you. I know what that gives you. I don't know if you want it or not. She's fine. All right. Thank you so much, Roman. That was like out of nowhere. Wow. Thank you. I always appreciate anybody and anybody that gives me anything. 99 cents, whatever. Just so evidently I'm entertaining. That's all I try to be when I'm here. When I'm fishing, I try to be educational. When all my lives, I yeah. In my lives, I try to be entertaining. Well, when I'm fishing, I try to be entertaining too. But fishing, I try to educate. When I'm live, I try to be entertaining. if if I don't have anything educational to say, at least I can tell humorous stories and make people laugh. That's what I like to do. Humor is best. Sure. What? Wow. Still? Yeah. Yeah, make sure she stays awake. Wow, man. And did you notice what I did for you, Roman? was headbanging the Slayer. Yeah, you headbanged, all right. You headbanged yourself right into the toilet. No, I made you part of the blue crew. You're not true till you're blue. Uh, no, I made you a moderator. Broke my nose again. Yeah. Noses always bleed. My worst bleeding nose, like a gushing bleeding nose. Because I used to get them a lot, like in the winter when, because I guess I have shallow capillaries in my nose. Uh, oh, thank you. I mean, you did way more than I did. But yeah, it was in the middle of sex with a girl. Yeah. Suddenly, yeah, yeah. But it was wintertime, and when it gets dry, and yeah, uh, yeah. Suddenly, dripping blood like all over her. Yeah, it was. Yeah, that's one of my worst bloody nose experiences. The worst timing ever. Yes, during the act. And like, yeah, I mean, yeah, like, no, I said I've never done any other drug. It wasn't that. I always get nosebleeds. It's just, especially in winter when it's cold, dry air. But yeah, like, seriously, like, out of nowhere, like, suddenly just, like, like somebody friggin' punched me and just, yeah. No, and I had to, yeah, no, I had to profusely apologize, and I had to go to the bathroom, and I got a bunch of paper towel, and I had to like stuck up my nose, and yeah, and I went back in, and I was just like apologize, and it was like our first date. We'd known each other for a while, but that was like, yeah. And so I'm sitting there, and I have it there, and I'm sitting on the side of the bed, and I'm just like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. She's just like rubbing my back. It's okay. It's okay. No, this is actually a totally different girl. But yeah, that's my most embarrassing during the act nosebleed experience. Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, I don't know. When you suddenly like yeah, you get up and like have have to go get toilet paper and stuff like that so you can wipe like all kinds of blood off somebody else's like chest. Yeah, it's not good. Yeah, and it seriously it took it like 20 minutes before. Like even with like putting tissue and everything up my nose, like I would pull it out and it was just like soaked and I'd like and it would start dripping again and I'd have to like put more up there. Yeah. That's what I said, but she was all like, it happens. I'm like, really? I'm sorry, but I don't think this happens to everybody. I, I don't think dripping blood all over somebody during the act is like happens to everybody. Let's go forever. Yeah, it just seriously would not. I mean, and I wanted to get back to, the act. So, yeah, it like, yeah, took a turn for the worse there. Yeah. Yeah. I'm like, no. Yeah, that's what she said. It happens. I'm like, well, I can see, there's a lot of other things I've heard that happen, during the act, but bleeding all over someone because your nose starts like gushing blood. I don't think that happens very often. Should have ran right there. No, no, it finally stopped, and yeah, everything was good. I had never, yeah, I talked to her quite a bit after that, but yeah, we didn't end up like hooking up as boyfriend girlfriend or anything after that. So I, I don't know if it was. She might have wanted to, but I was too embarrassed after that to like, like it just. I know. She's okay. Roman broke his nose. It's got blood all. Yep. And my other worst one was, and this one's actually, it appeared in the paper here because they actually asked me a question. What was the worst first date experience you had? I didn't tell them that one, but I had another one. It was the first time that I ever went surfing. First time I ever surfed and the last time I ever surfed. And my friends got me out there and I don't know if you guys know what surfers. No, no, this is another one. This is another most embarrassing first date. Not the bleeding one. I didn't tell that story. But no, I was surfing. I don't know if you guys know surfer. They call it like, I don't know what they call it, but sometimes you're in there and you like get tumbled and everything, and sea salt or water and that gets up in your nose nasal cavity, and then afterwards, sometimes suddenly all of a sudden, like just water and snot and that'll start like coming out of your nose. I don't know if any of you surf, but by what people told me, it's a thing and it happens. Just because, like, if you're swimming too, if you go under and you get what. But anyway, I was surfing that day, but I had a date for the first time ever with this girl that I really liked. A sinus douche. Yeah, is that what that? I don't know. But anyway, we went on a date and everything else, and I went, got to the door, and I went to kiss her. Was that, yeah? Okay, well, yeah. Another really, I just told the really bad one about a nosebleed. Well, yeah. Well, guess when it came out, Captain. At the most, yes, yes, Captain. It came out while I was kissing her goodnight at her door. True story. No, yeah, yeah. Again, never asked her for a second date, and I don't think I even ever talked to her again. But yeah, yeah. Went in for the kiss. I didn't even notice. Yeah, I didn't even notice. I was just, and all of a sudden I went to like back off, and it was like, yeah, like it was like stuck to her, like, and it was like all on her face, and I was just like, oh my god, I'm like, what the hell? That one's in the paper. They asked me what my worst first date experience was, and I told them the story about going surfing, and yeah, Yeah, like dang girl, you salty. Yeah. Yeah, that one actually appeared. No, it wasn't here. It was in San Luis Obispo. The New Times. They asked me, and they actually printed it with my picture. And I said, yeah, I went to Kitsagoga at night after the first time I ever surfed. And right as I kissed her, all this like snot and water came out of my nose onto her face. Yeah, never. Just, yeah, that was a good one. But see, Captain understands, or he's heard about it, what it's called, that it happens. It wasn't just, it just, yeah, it just happened to happen at like the most inopportune time. And I really liked her too, but I like the other girl. I was just too embarrassed after that. They handled it fine, and they probably would have been great girls because they handled it. But I just couldn't. I just couldn't handle it. I was just like, I can't ask her out again. I just can't. I'm too embarrassed. Oh, okay. Here's a good one. I said all these are on my Tuesday night storytelling. I think. Well, not most of these. Some of the others. You tell the story. I'm sure they probably do. I'm I'm pretty sure on their end that story's been told before in some sort of situation. The night this guy got a bloody nose and bled all over me during the act, I'm sure that's been told. And her, my worst first date, yeah, this guy snotted and spewed water all over my face from his nose. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they've told that story before. It's not nothing new. I know. Yeah, exactly. Snot happens. Um, here's a good well, what we were talking about earlier about me and like to keep it to a certain level with it with the drinking. Well, my friend gave me bathroom gin. I don't know if you guys know what that is. He owned a club. He was a bartender or the owner of the club, and somebody gave him a sample of it. And it comes in a mason jar, like seriously a mason jar with the screw off lid, and on it it says bathroom gin. And yeah, it's a real thing. Yeah, and evidently it's like I don't know, 100 proof, 120 proof, something like that. I mean, but I don't really like gin, but it's really smooth and it's really good. Well, he gave it to me, and this is when I had my store in San Francisco, and I was in there, and I don't know, I didn't think I had any cash on me or anything, and yeah, I know. But anyway, I'm like, I'll just drink this bathroom gin because I was supposed to meet somebody, or I had a VIP, or I was on a guest list to some club, and it was like 7 o'clock, and I don't know, I wasn't supposed to be there till like 10 o'clock or something. So I was sitting down in my store. Um, I hadn't closed yet, but I was sitting down at the computer and I started like kind of sipping it, and I'm like, wow, yeah. So like I think it was like 8 o'clock. I closed my store and I sat there, and for the next like it was only like a half hour walk to get down there, and so I just like I kept drinking this bathroom gin, and I don't know how much is in a mason jar, like size wise or anything, but I drank like half of it, and I wasn't really feeling it because I've been sitting down the whole time. I hadn't been moving around. Gotten like, so all of a sudden I'm like, I'm like sitting there. I look at the clock. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, it's like 9:30. Well, I'll leave now and I'll go down there. Yeah, but this stuff was really smooth. Usually I don't like gym, but this stuff was like super smooth. And all of a sudden I got up and I'm like, all right, and I got up. Probably, yeah, something like that. But it's, it was like 100 and something proof. It was like, it was like moonshine style of the shit they made. It was called bathroom gin or bathtub gin. And so I got up, went out the door, went half the way down the block, turned the corner, started walking out. And this is in San Francisco, and this is like right around Tenderloin, right above Tenderloin. And so I start walking down the hill, because, San Francisco, steep hill. I walk like a block. I get to the next block, and all of a sudden it really starts hitting me. And I'm like starting to not be able to walk right. Yeah. And I crossed the street, and I went across the street, and I went to get the sidewalk, and I lost my balance, and I slammed into the building. And then I like turned and I looked down the street, and this time everything's double. And I'm like, hey, Tony, Michelle, Harris, how you doing? Sorry, I'm in the middle of a drunken story. And so, yeah, I look down the street, and I'm like, at this point, I'm like leaning on the building because I can't even stand straight. And I can't even see straight. And I'm like, I got to go back. Yeah. I'm like, I got to go back to my store. I'm like, because where I lived was even further away. I'm like, I got to go back. I, what? I mean, just, and so I crossed the street, and then I crossed the other street, and then I remember falling down at one point, and I was actually using the bricks on the building to pull myself up just to get myself back to being vertical. I almost thought about crawling. And then I couldn't, even then I couldn't. So I'm like, I'm walking and I'm like doing this along the side of the building, just trying to keep myself vertical. And the whole time I'm just like, I just need to get home. I just need to get to my store. I just need to get to my store. And, yeah, and yeah, so somehow I finally made it. I don't know if I crawled part of the way or anything, but I made it to the door of my store. And then I remember taking my keys out of my pocket, and I think it took me at least another 20 minutes, 30 minutes before I could even get the key into the keyhole. And the whole time I'm just like trying to look around me, like to see if anybody's like watching me. And yeah, and I finally got the key in and it opened, and my weight was like against it, and I actually fell inside the store and landed, on the carpet right in front of it. And I remember I like moved my foot, and I used my foot to like kick the door shut. And yeah, I heard the door shut, and I was just like, oh, thank you, Lord, thank you, Lord, I'm safe, I'm safe. And yeah, that's where I woke up in the morning. I was laying on my store floor right in front of the door. I'm glad it got shut. I mean, I could have been laying there and the whole door would have been open. No, that's got to be my like my worst in public wasted as hell experience, and just a total fear of, yeah, I did not think, I thought I was gonna just pass out and people, somebody's gonna rob me because I'm like a drunk passed out on the side of the sidewalk by the Tenderloin in San Francisco. And my whole fear was just trying to get my body to work and my legs to actually get me that, like, and it was only like 2 blocks I went before this happened to get myself turned around and back that 2 blocks and get inside my store so I could just pass out. Well, I probably would have been better off if they would have found me. But here's the thing, and here's what I think happened. The next morning when I woke up and I was like, my chest hurt like hell. Like when I moved and stuff, I'm like, what the hell did I remember kind of falling down, but I'm like, why does my chest hurt? I know, that was my thought the whole time. I'm like, I got to get back to my, but I couldn't figure it out. And I went and I unzipped my jacket and I like lifted my shirt up and my whole chest was bruised. It had like bruises everywhere. And what I think happened is when I went to go across the one street, there were a bunch of, the newsstands with the newspapers in them. I think, and I vaguely remember when I went across, I was like leaning forward and got up some speed. I should. I ran into it chest first. I slammed into it chest first, and I fell into the curb. Because I kind of remember getting up at one point out of the curb. But I did slightly remember heading towards a newspaper stand. And evidently I slammed into it chest first. And yeah, because I said, my whole chest was bruised. Yeah, yeah, I had to piece it together. But I do remember physically crawling up the wall, putting my fingers in the cracks of the bricks on the building to try and get myself vertical. And I tried to stand up and I almost fell over. So I remember just like basically walking uphill, leaning against the building and doing my hands like this the whole way. Yeah, it was all because of that bathroom gin or bathtub gin. That stuff just killed me. Yeah, and the hill I went up, Roman, it was, what street is it? I was on Leavenworth. I was on Bush between Leavenworth and, I forget, it wasn't Leavenworth, it was the street right before it. But yeah, it was like almost a 45-degree hill. You only went 2 blocks. It's flat, and then it was like straight downhill, and then it kind of flattens out on the next. And that's when I realized I can't. There's no way I can make it to the club. there's no way. I gotta go back. And I don't even think I can get back. Yeah, the snot story and the bleeding all over the girl. Yeah, those are classics. Yeah, those are interesting stories. Oh yeah, I have a lot of. So I told most of these way back in the day in my Tuesday night storytelling. It started out tournament stories because it was bass story, and then it got into stories like this and things that happened. Yeah, I've had a lot of. um, I know. Still, to me, both of them were very embarrassing. Follow your marks. Exactly. I can't believe I slammed into one of those freaking newspaper things. So I don't know if I knocked it over. I don't know if it was one that was. Well, most of them were bolting down, but as far as I know, I think that's what I ran into. Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah, and women bleed every month anyway. So what's blood coming out of one orifice or another? So yeah, I guess the snot one is a little more embarrassing, especially during a first kiss on a first date at the end of the night. The other girl I at least knew. We'd known each other for 2 or 3 weeks, and before we went on the first date, so um, it was still first and last. Yeah, yeah. Only because I never talked to her again. I never called her again. And oddly enough, she never called me. I I don't even remember what she said when she went in the door after that. I know I said, "Oh my God, I'm sorry," and I don't know. I still don't. I have no idea. I just remember her going inside and closing the door, but I have no concept in my mind of what she said after that. I know what I said, but what she said back to me is like lost in my memory. It didn't get registered. It's it's just it'll never be found in my mind again. It's one of those memories my mind went, no, he's not gonna want to remember that for the rest of his life. So let's just let's just delete that from his memory right now. Delete, delete. Nobody wants to remember that. So I'm sure she's told that story before. She had to. It had to be one of her first worst dates ever, or at least worst first dates. Exactly. You guys are ranking them, so I guess that ranks as my most embarrassing. Oh, you bled on her? What? Snot? Oh, dude, that's like way worse. Who snots on a girl's face? Oh yeah, 'cause it was the first date. How many? Yeah, how many things are there in the world where the question is, what was your worst first date? I've I've heard that question asked a million times on some form of media or newspaper or biter spit my bum. What? Hell, where the hell do you live? Modesto or something? Oh shit, never mind. You guys heard you guys were on phlegm. Um, you guys heard the story about me capturing a murderer, right? Or the time I captured a three-time felon. What the hell's that? Oh, it's a big old moth. Yeah, you heard that one, corn farts. Maybe I hadn't told the other ones then. Yeah, the time I almost got killed in Vegas. It's another good story. I think I've told that one before. That was a skateboarding story. I still gotta get the video. I have video of it. I have video evidence of it because I was filming a skateboarding episode of a contest. But yeah, almost got murdered by some gang members at an abandoned house in Vegas. That was a fun one. Did you guys ever see the video? I had the video up. Did you ever see the video where I got stung in my penis during a fishing video at Coyote? Yeah, I made a little video about it. Yeah, yeah, that was bad. No, I actually had the video on my site. I don't know, it was from like 3 years ago or something. Yeah, it was one of those yellow jackets. Yeah, and it was as I was catching a fish. Yeah, evidently my zipper was down a little bit, and yeah, but see, mine's even better, Corn, because it was in my video while I was fighting in a fish. I was more than down, I bet. Yeah, no, this is right. This is while I was fighting a fish. I'm actually fighting it, and you see me go, ow. And I start reeling it in more, and you hear me go, ow, ow. And I reel it. It was only a little fish, but I reeled it in really quick, and I turn around. I'm like, ow, ow, ow. What the hell? What? Yeah, and I bend over, and you see, I'm looking down, and I'm like, what the hell is that? And I'm like trying to look, and I zip my zipper down. You can't see it because the camera's like away, but and all of a sudden you see this bee come out, or this yellow jacket. This yellow jacket fly through the frame of the camera, and I'm like, oh my god, oh my god. Yeah, no, it was yeah. The comments on that one are great. Yeah, I was commando, so yeah, he crawled in there, and yeah, I didn't feel it. It just yeah, I don't know if he stung me or bit me, but yeah, no, it was. But just the odds that it was while I was fighting in a fish. And the fact is, you can actually, and and actually, it's funny because you can actually, when I zip my, you hear the zipper go down that, and you actually see the yellow jacket come out and fly just for a split second through through the view of the camera as he takes off. And I'm like, oh my god. It wasn't down. It was only like I don't know. It was like I don't know. You know, those yellow jackets live in little. You know, they live in the. They have their nests in the ground. And they crawl into little holes. So I don't know. There was. Yeah, I don't know. It wasn't down. It was only like evidently down like a teeny, but yeah, somehow he crawled in there and yeah, he stung me. It's in there. I think it's titled. I think it's titled "A Bee Stung Me in My Hoo Hoo." Yeah. Want to look up the video, corn farts? Go to my channel and look up "Bee Stung Me in My Hoo Hoo." I think it's there's a little bit of it. I think in the actual full video, but I made a little. Yeah, I made a little video of it. A bee stung me in my hoo hoo. That was the title of it. Yeah, pretty embarrassing. But it was just kind of funny because I was fighting a fish when it happened. I got the fish in, and I unhooked it and I let it go. Yeah, I didn't want to title it anything that would get it demonetized, so I titled it Hoo Hoo. A bee stung me in my hoo hoo. Some of the comments are funny. They're like, oh, so it swelled and now it's bigger? Bet your girlfriend loves it. Did it swell up? Is it bigger now? Yeah, that was like all the comments that were on that video. I'm all, oh yeah, it swelled up. It was a bee sting. Hello. It swelled. It was big. It was really big. uh, yeah, fun. Storytelling. Lots of storytelling tonight. Um, well, I have another good one. Well, here's one. Well, okay. Um, During the time I was going through the, like, did you find it? Is that it? Um, the time I was going through when I said I was going through the identity crisis, and thanks, Corn. Um, yeah, when I was going through, I said I was going through the identity crisis and panic attacks and all that, and I was scared to go like out of my house. Well, one night I was sleeping, and I woke up and I saw this like lights on my wall, like flickering lights, like coming through my blinds because I slept and there was a window right above me. And I looked at the wall and I saw, and they were like orange. It was like orange light coming through. And I'm like looking at them, and I'm like, that's like really weird. So I like lay back down, and I'm like, oh, I kind of looked at them again. And I laid down. And remember, I like anxiety and all that, and I was paranoid and didn't like to go out of my house and stuff. And so no, suddenly I like got up and I opened the blinds and I looked out, and the driveway for the house next to me was right there, and it was the house. And I looked out, and their Mercedes was on fire, like engulfed. The door was open, and the thing was just engulfed in flames. Just like the whole inside, the front seat, everything was just. And I went, huh? Yeah, well, they'll put it out. because I don't know, in my frame of mind, and so I lay back down, and like didn't even react to it. I just lay back down, and I'm like, and I kept like looking, and I kept seeing it, and then I'm like, come on, like, I'm like, they gotta know it's burning. I mean, they gotta, and then finally I heard sirens and stuff, and I'm like, oh great. I mean, this is like seriously like 10 feet out my window. This whole car on fire, and I'm just like, I just anxiety and paranoid and didn't want to leave the house, and I'm just like, I just lay back down. And then finally I heard sirens. I'm like, all right, they're gonna take care of it. They're gonna take care of it. I'm good. They're gonna take care of it. And I just kept looking up, and I'm like, it's good. It won't explode. It's good. And all of a sudden, like, I hear the sirens get to the house, and all of a sudden I hear this pounding on my front door, and I'm like, should I don't want to go to the door. I don't want to go to the door. And it just kept pounding and pounding. And so finally I went and I like got up and I like wrapped the blanket around me and I went to the door. And as I was going, I had a curtain over it. I could see through it, and it was a female cop. And so I go and I like open the door, and I'm like, yeah. She's like, there's a car burning right next to your building, and you need to come out. You need to get out. And I'm like, I don't really want to though. She's like, no, you need to get out. And I'm like, well, they're here, right? They're putting it out. I'll be. She's like, you need to get out. You need to get out right now. And I'm like, all right, let me go. She goes, no, follow me now. And so I'm like, what? No, I don't want to go outside. I don't. So she made me follow her, and I'm like, with a blanket wrapped around me, and I go out there, and I go around the corner, and I'm standing there, and I'm like, and there's of course all the other neighbors are out, and I'm just like, the whole time I'm like paranoid, and I'm freaked out because I'm going through this anxiety and identity crisis and that, and I'm just like, I just want to go back. I just want to go back to my house. I just want to go back. And then finally they, whatever, they put it out for the most part, the fire department. And yeah, and so finally I went back inside, and what I found out was whoever the lady is that was renting the house, it was her ex-husband or ex-boyfriend, whatever. And yeah, he went and evidently had a key to the car, opened it up, and just poured gasoline all over inside the whole car, and then just flicked a match in there, and that was, and it actually bubbled and burned the whole side of their house. Like their house almost caught on fire from it, and my house also. But I was in such a state of mind, and I was just like, I mean, usually, I would have like been the first one on 911 going, "Oh my God, there's a house that's right next to me. Come get me." But I was in such a state of mind that I didn't even care. I was so I was just so paranoid and so freaked out from what I was going through that I just went. I mean, even after I looked at it, I just remember went, "Huh, that's interesting. Their whole car's on fire. They gotta know." And then I just lay back down. But it was just what I was going through with that, the whole, my whole state of mind at that point that I didn't even care. Yeah. I mean, like I said, I mean, a normal person would be like the first person on 911 going, there's a whole car on fire. It's right next to, it's right outside my window. You need to get the fire department here. It might blow up. And no, I just went, huh, car's on fire. Somebody's got to know. They're going to call. Bizarre. I mean, it was like the weirdest state of mind I was in with all that. I didn't even care that there was a whole freaking fire. and, I'm just like, it won't. They hardly ever blow up. Yeah, that was weird. I said I was paranoid. I didn't. Um, I don't know if anybody's ever suffered from anxiety or identity crisis or burnout or yeah. I wish I would have written about it or blogged about it to myself because I had cameras. If I would have actually captured my state of mind and how I thought during that process, because I still, I don't know. It's I remember how I didn't want to drive to my parents' house for Thanksgiving. Um, I didn't want to go there for Christmas. I didn't want to drive. I didn't want to be in a car for that long. I when I was driving, I would suddenly my arms would start going numb, and my feet would start going numb, and I'd start like just like freaking out, and yeah, and then but the funny thing is, nobody knew. Like even when I went up for Thanksgiving and I went up for Christmas, when I was there the whole time, I was just I don't know. I was completely freaked out and completely just out of my mind. I thought I was gonna go to a insane asylum. I thought it's like it, the best way to explain it is you know that little voice that's in your head, your conscious, conscience, that little voice. The way I can explain it is suddenly that voice that's in your head is not your voice. Sorry, I blinked. Remember when I said it wasn't my voice? It blinked. Yeah, I mean, think about that. Like, think about that voice you have in your head. That when you sleep and you talk to yourself and you think to yourself, that's my best explanation. It's suddenly it's not you. I mean, it's you, but it's suddenly not you. And kind of like the people that go insane when they say it was the voices in my head. That voice is an asshole. No, and so people that commit like mass murders or anything else, and they say they have voices in their head and that. Yeah, I kind of understood it because it was sort of that's the identity crisis part of it that you kind of forget who you are, and I guess that's why I used to wake up in the middle of the night and always tell myself, "Hi, I'm Scott Kawa. I live in here. I'm such and such and such and such," because I explained all this to a psychiatrist that I knew, kind of at the end of it or kind of after the fact, and he told me everything I was suffering from, but yeah, I mean, it's just yeah, I would constantly tell myself who I was, what my name was, where I lived, um, what store I owned, uh, what I was doing, and it's yeah, you just sort of get detached from. And I always thought that I wasn't making sense to people, and my voice in my head was always trying to tell me that you're mumbling, you're not pronunciating right, yeah, and that's that's what led me to, like I was telling you earlier, to figure out the triggers, and I basically reworked my own mind to not have it be affected by, and I couldn't sleep. I mean, the weirdest thing too is I could not sleep. When I would sleep, most of us we have dreams or you have a thought. Like you lay down and you have this thought in your mind that you can focus on. Like, you know, maybe you want to fish a lake the next day and you could like focus and see yourself like what you're gonna do next day and go to that lake and you could fish it. Every time I close my eyes to try and go to bed, every image in my head was like a split second or a second. It was like it was just I I couldn't control it. It was like I fried my brain. Like every time I laid down, it was just like image, 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 image. I couldn't focus on. I couldn't think about one thing. Yeah, but it was just I've never been that way though. I've always used going to sleep to think about something and focus on something and analyze it and visually see it in my mind, but it was just it was like a flitter thing. It was just I just that's why I couldn't sleep because it was just constant images and this and that and this and that and everything. That's why I said I thought I was going to end up in the insane asylum. I thought like I don't even know what thought I had. I just thought that this is it. I'm done. Like I can't even think. Like my mind is just I must have some brain tumor or something because I can't think. I can't focus. I can't. It was just constant clutter and constant just. Yeah, this was actually 1998. Yeah, this wasn't it. It's like I would lay down every night and I'd want to. It's just like I said. I seriously thought that it was like I fried my brain. I the synapses are just they're fried. Like like I had too much acid through my life or something. Anyway, I never took the drug. It was just it was just an amazing just kaleidoscope of just never had a a dream at night. Never had anything that I could focus on. Even when I did fall asleep and wake up, I had no memory of an actual dream or anything, which I usually do. But yeah, but every time I closed my eyes and I tried to think about something, it was just like image, 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 image. Like nothing wanted to like lock in that I could focus on. It was just, and this went on for like 6 months. It took about 6 months before, and I think I talked to that psychologist at that time, and I read Mash. That's what triggered my recovery from it. I still have the book. I can still read it. But Radar O'Reilly, yeah, so I said I had to rework my brain. But what it was is, um, when I came up here, when I came to my parents' house, not this house, the house I had in Pebble Beach. When I came up here, and I was freaking out, and I had like panic attacks, anxiety attacks the whole way here, and somehow I made it up here. But I just kind of, I always loved Mash, and so I had a Mash book there, and I opened it up and I started reading it, and I got to the part about Radar O'Reilly, um, and how, um, remember he ended up having, but yeah, I read through it, and all of a sudden, he suffered from identity crisis, burnout, anxiety, and as I was reading his bio about it, everything that he mentioned in it was everything I was going through. And he described like the sleeping and the flashing, and I went, I don't know, it was like a relief. It was kind of like, I'm not going insane. I don't have some weird disease. I'm like, I'm just suffering from a psychological. I'm suffering from identity crisis, burnout, and anxiety. And I was like, and it was such a relief. But, and then right after that, that's when I reworked my brain and everything else, and I got myself through it. And yeah, I don't know what happened if I wouldn't have read that for some reason opened that book and read that bio on him. I might have not recognized it. Yeah, I don't think I would have recognized it. I thought I would have, I don't know. I might have completely flipped out or just never got out of it and had to go on meds or I don't know. But once I learned that. But here's the weirdest thing. And the thing that I can't really understand about it is it happened like that. Like, seriously, I was normal one day, and then suddenly I was this freaking mess. Identity, freaking out, thinking everything was wrong, not able to sleep. And then it took a year for me to make it go from being that way 24 hours a day, and then suddenly it was like 20 hours a day, and then it was 18 hours a day, and then it was like 16 hours a day, and it it happened like that, and it was 24/7 at once. It instantaneously happened. But the reverse of it, I'd be fine for 4 hours, and I'd be bad for 20 hours, and I'd be fine for 6 hours, and I'd be bad for the rest. And then suddenly it went down to it would only happen like for an hour of a day, and then eventually I evidently conquered it, and it was gone. But it was really weird. Yeah, but that's why I said it's weird that it happened so quick, but it took me that long to reverse it. And I could totally tell. And I said I kind of kept track of it, of how long I felt normal and then how long I didn't. But it was sort of that little window of, wow, okay, I freaked out for most of the day today, but there was a good like 4 hours there that I was fine. And then suddenly it would be like, whoa, dude, I was fine for like 6 hours today. And a total mess the rest. And then suddenly it's like, dude, I only panicked for like an hour today. Like, yes, yes, I'm getting back to normal. Yeah, but I said everybody else I've explained it to does not understand how I did it on my own. That has suffered from the same stuff I did. They went to psychologists. They had got on meds and everything else. And like you said, Roman, like yeah, I understood the trigger suddenly. I understood the triggers, and then suddenly I read something about somebody that was suffering and had the same sort of things I had. So suddenly I knew it wasn't physical. It was just the fact that I fried my brain from working on my clothing company for 2 years, 24/7, and constantly thinking about, constantly thinking about, constantly thinking about, constantly thinking about, and that's what sort of spawned the identity crisis because I came it and I didn't become me, and that led to sort of the panic attacks, and that led to the anxiety, and but once I understood that it was normal and somebody else had it, that allowed me to go, oh, I'm just like somebody else. I can handle this. Exactly. But the funny thing is, I have pictures of myself during that time, and oh, it's the weirdest thing is I have some of my parents. Yeah, I am. because I got home late. I'm in the middle of like telling my life story right now. But I have pictures of me and some of my parents took while this was like just starting. And for some reason, I would stand like this all the time. I have no idea why. You're drunk. I have no idea why this. I don't know. But yeah, there's pictures of me, and I'm saying, I mean, it was down here or whatever, but you'd see a lot of pictures of me. And I'm like, I'm smiling in that, but I was always holding. I don't know why I was holding it like that, but there's a lot of pictures of me during that time period when I was anxiety and all that. And I would hold this, my right hand in my left hand like this. And there's a lot of pictures I've looked back at during that time, and that's how I'm standing. I don't know what the comfort was. I don't know why I did that, but still. Yeah, no, it was just a weird thing I noticed that that for some reason during that time period I would that's how I'd be holding my hands when any picture was taken of me. I don't know why. I don't know what the comfort was. I don't know why I did it. But it seemed to be consistent during that time that I would hold my hands like this. Weird. Yeah, we've been doing storytelling, Monica. I've um, I've opened up snot stories, blood stories, sex stories. It's been all inclusive again tonight. We don't know where it came from, but it's here now. It's done. It's it's in the can. Once I hit the end, it's gonna be a video that'll stand forever. I'll be watching these lives when I'm like senile and 90 in my bed. I remember that. Those were good times. Oh, why the hell did I tell everybody about that? I'm such an idiot. But it's kind of funny. Sorry, that's my impression of me when I'm 90. All right, Roman. Yeah. Little impressions of me at 90. Looking back at this live. Yeah, Roman's out. I think I'm gonna be out too, guys. I somehow, out of nowhere, I've been live for 3 hours. Um, yeah. Fished all day, was tired as hell. But I usually go live on Thursday, so I'm gonna live for you guys, and here we are 3 hours later. And hopefully we've all had some entertainment via me and you guys. But damn, another spider! What the hell's up with all these spiders around here? Corvar's got bit in the ass by a spider. I am crawling all around me. Guess it's not just Modesto. They're in Marina too. All right, guys. New video coming out tomorrow. Not a fishing video, although I filmed one today. That one probably won't come out till next Wednesday. Dick pics are coming. And Yeah, gonna have a little like sort of. I don't know if it's gonna be tips and tricks or a vlog. I think it's gonna be. No, I think it's gonna be tips and tricks tomorrow. Hopefully Saturday might be fishing with Tito, so might do another one of these, the late nights. Well, I had 11. How come I have 10? Who took away a like? Really? Um, Pouring my heart out, and people are taking away likes. Oh well. Yeah, and thanks for coming in, Monica. Um, uh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I said I have a show for Wednesday now. Monday, I'm gonna be doing another. Monday now, I do members videos for you guys, for those of you that are members. And you see 11? Mine was 11. Now it went down to 10. Oh, now it's at 11. Thank you. It was 11. It went to 10. Now it's back 11. But I have like 3 or 4 dislikes. Tanner must have come in. I'm still not thinking it's him. But anyway. Yeah. Don't know if Saturday will be live fishing. Maybe. I still see 11. Maybe Sunday for sure. Maybe at the pier. But yeah. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for putting up with my storytelling. Although everybody found it entertaining. I always love entertaining people on what? Confess out. Yeah. I'm glad people are entertained with at least some sort of the interesting life I've led. So, uh, thank you guys, and I'll see you Saturday. What? What? You were just leaving. How'd you throw in another? What? All right. Wow, Mars just came up, guys. Sorry. Dude, why'd you hit me with another one? Look, guys. That's Mars right there. I swear to God, that's Mars. It's red. Isn't that Mars? Sorry. Little sidetrack. Just noticed there was a planet out there. You got me touching myself. Okay. Well, I didn't know it was a fetish live channel, but yeah, just like anything that works for you. If I can provide it and you like it, I said I'm just glad I'm entertaining. However you take it is, it's fine with me. I mean, dice are dice. All right, guys, I'm out. I'll see you on Saturday, either fishing or another one of these fun ones, or or another one of these after shows, which end up either following a fishing theme or going completely awry. Thank you guys so much. I'm out. Bam!